Okay, let's unpack this.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the most profound insights, they really do come from unexpected places, right?
Absolutely.
And today, we're diving deep into a concept that, well, it really challenges what it means to believe.
It does.
We're exploring the prayer of faith that will not be denied.
A powerful title.
It really is. And our journey into this, it's guided by excerpts from a document. It's actually titled The Prayer of Faith That Will Not Be Denied, SESH-T 22-628.pdf.
Okay.
And this document, it pulls heavily from, well, a whole range of biblical passages: Matthew, James, Mark, Luke, Genesis, lots more.
A wide scope, then.
Definitely. And it also brings in insights from Pastor W.F. 𝐚𝐢𝐭𝐡.
Ah.
So our mission, really, in this deep dive is to get to the essence. What makes this specific prayer of faith so undeniable?
What are its characteristics?
Exactly. And hopefully offer some, practical insights into what is a pretty profound spiritual idea.
And it's striking, isn't it, how the source just immediately zeroes in on the challenges we all face.
Yeah, and it does.
Mental, moral, spiritual, physical problems, family issues, financial stuff.
Whole gamut.
Right. And it frames this specific kind of prayer as like a direct solution.
Not just an option.
No, the solution, urging us, don't give up. Keep going until you find that resolution.
And actively seek help from a higher power.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So the central question for you listening in is really, what is this prayer? The one that cannot be denied or will not be denied.
And how does faith actually make it undeniable?
Yeah, what's the mechanism there?
Let's get into it.
So right from the start, the source gives this really powerful definition.
Okay.
It says, this prayer stays put, will not go back or give up.
Tenacious.
Very.
Okay.
And depends only on the effect of the spoken word of God.
Only on the word. That's specific.
It is. But here's the kicker, the bit that really makes you pause. The faith that will not be denied believes before it sees.
Right. That flips everything, doesn't it? Our usual way of thinking is see, then believe.
Exactly. Cause and effect reversed, almost.
And that distinction seems crucial. The source talks about the difference between a prayer that cannot be denied and one that will not be denied.
Uh-huh. What's the difference there?
Well, connecting it to the bigger picture, it seems to hinge on the level of faith in Christ and his promises.
Okay, so the level of faith matters.
It seems so. And Pastor 𝐚𝐢𝐭𝐡 puts it this way. It's about transferring the word we hear or read from the head to the heart.
Ah, okay. Not just intellectual knowledge.
And the other areas of our lives.
Yeah.
It's got to be internalized. It has to sort of reorient your whole being, not just your thoughts.
That makes sense. And, a really fascinating thread in the source material is where this kind of faith shows up.
Unexpected places.
Exactly. It highlights two key biblical examples, the Canaanite woman and the centurion.
Right. Both powerful stories.
And what's really striking, and the source emphasizes this, is that both were Gentiles.
Outside the usual circle.
Yeah, outside the expected religious community at the time, yet they showed this, extraordinary, unshakable faith.
Let's look at the Canaanite woman first.
Okay, so her story, it's in Matthew and Mark. Her daughter was suffering terribly. The source calls it a mental problem, vexed by a devil.
A desperate situation.
Totally. And her approach was just direct, persistent. She comes to Jesus asking for deliverance.
But the interaction is challenging, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Jesus's initial response about children's bread and not giving it to dogs, it sounds harsh.
It does. Dismissive, almost.
But her reply is just, wow, yes, Lord, yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumbs.
Incredible response. It's not argumentative.
No, it's like she agrees with the premise but finds hope even in the scraps, in the smallest possibility.
She flips the narrative with humility and faith.
Exactly. And Jesus' reaction, instantaneous. O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt.
And the result?
Her daughter was healed from that very hour. Just like that.
Wow.
And the source points out, she didn't hide her problem, she agreed with the Lord's words, and critically, she believed without seeing.
She walked away with the answer before the physical proof.
Yes, that's the core of it.
Now, the centurion in Matthew, that's equally profound, isn't it?
It really is. His servant was sick, gravely ill.
And his humility.
Astonishing. And his understanding of authority. He says, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof.
He stops Jesus right there.
Yeah. But speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed.
Just the word. He didn't need Jesus to physically come.
Right, and he reasons it out based on his own experience. For I am a man under authority. I tell one, go, and he goes.
He understood command and effect.
Perfectly. And Jesus is just amazed. He says, "Verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel."
High praise indeed, especially given he was a Roman centurion.
A Gentile, again, he didn't even require Jesus to make the house call, just trusted the spoken word itself.
So when you put those two together,
It's really illuminating. Neither of them, the source stresses, resorted to any big outward display.
shouting or crying or rolling on the ground.
None of that. They simply told Jesus their problems in clear and definite terms
Stated the need.
and believed his word.
Yeah.
Period.
It really challenges our ideas about what powerful prayer has to look like.
It absolutely does. And that leads us right into this idea of importunate faith and what fervency really means.
Because it's clearly not about external theatrics, based on those examples.
Right. The source makes that very clear. These weren't performances.
So this raises a big question. If fervency isn't about outward displays, what is it?
Good question.
The source points to Elijah, from the book of James.
Okay, the prophet who controlled the rain.
Exactly. And James says he was a man subject to like passions as we are.
Meaning he was human, just like us, with flaws and feelings.
Precisely. Yet his earnest prayer stopped rain for years, then started it again.
A huge impact.
Huge. And the source emphasizes he did this without hysterical manifestation or physical gyrations.
No spinning or shouting involved.
None. So the source defines fervency simply as absolute trust and faith in God that he will do what he has said.
That's it. Just absolute trust.
That seems to be the core, not crying, spinning, rapid shouting, or external gymnastics.
Wow. That really simplifies it, but also makes it incredibly profound.
It does, and it reinforces that idea.
Yeah.
The people with great faith in the Bible, they were ordinary people,
Just like us.
but with extraordinary trust.
Okay, so building on that trust, the source then kind of dissects faith itself. What are its components?
Yeah, it breaks it down into essential characteristics. It's not just believing one thing.
It's like a whole orientation.
Exactly. It lists things like faith is faithfulness, agreement, integrity, truthfulness, and holiness.
That's quite a list.
And then it adds more later. Fellowship, assurance, identification, trust, and honesty.
So it's deeply tied to character and relationship.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And connecting to that, the source makes a strong argument about faithfulness in your own life. It basically says, if you are faithful to God in every area of your life, it will be very easy for you to pray in faith.
So our daily faithfulness impacts our ability to exercise this kind of prayer faith.
That's the connection it draws. It points to Christ and Moses as examples. They were faithful, and God heard them.
So living with integrity, having hearts free from sin, that cultivates the ground for faith.
That seems to be the implication. It helps us receive answers more readily.
Now, something that really jumped out at me here was the focus on perseverance, fortitude.
Not giving up.
Exactly. The source calls it prevailing with fortitude that will not be diverted.
Strong language.
And the illustration is powerful. Jacob wrestling.
Right, the all-night struggle.
In Genesis, he literally refuses to let go of this divine being until he gets a blessing.
And he does get it.
He does. And his name is changed to Israel, meaning he has power, he's prevailed with God and men.
What a story.
And the source pulls this insight from it. There are times you must stand alone and speak to the Lord alone.
Away from the noise.
Away from distractions and discouragement from detractors. Sometimes you just have to wrestle it through yourself.
That resonates. Standing firm on what you believe God has promised.
Yes, because the source reminds us God and his promises are unchangeable. That's the bedrock.
That constancy is vital.
Absolutely. Another point the source keeps hammering home is the simplicity of access.
How easy it is to come to Jesus.
Yeah. Directly. No need for intermediaries. No need for, hysterical shaking or anything.
Just come as you are.
And depend purely on the promise of God with this kind of, irresistible faith.
And that ties into the sheer power the source gives to the word of Jesus.
It's the spoken word.
Yeah. In the New Testament stories, often the word alone was enough for incredible miracles.
Can you give an example?
Think about the man with palsy in Mark's Gospel.
The one lowered through the roof.
That's the one. His friends go to extraordinary lengths, right? They dig through a roof.
Talk about determination.
And Jesus, seeing their faith, noticed that. The friend's faith first says, "Thy sins be forgiven thee."
Which caused a stir.
Right. But then he just commands the man, "Arise and take up thy bed and go thy way into thine house." He immediately got up, took his bed, and walked out, just from the command.
Wow. The word was enough.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, it prompts the question,
Yeah.
how does faith let us see what we have never seen or experienced?
How does it make the impossible happen through just a word?
It's a profound question.
You know, it's easy to hear these stories, Elijah, Jacob, the centurion, and think, well, that's for spiritual giants.
Like it's out of reach for regular people.
Right. But the source actually challenges that directly. It talks about the incredible faith of beginners.
Beginners.
Really? Yeah. It suggests that people new to faith can sometimes have more than even the biblical figures had when they were starting as disciples.
That's encouraging. What's the key for these beginners?
Simple obedience, it seems.
Just doing what he says.
Pretty much. The source gives several examples. Remember the wedding at Cana?
Jesus' first miracle, water into wine.
Right. The servants there. Mary just told them, whatsoever he saith unto you, do it.
And they filled the pots with water.
A seemingly pointless task. But they obeyed, and the miracle happened.
Simple obedience led to the miracle.
Then there's the nobleman whose son was dying.
In John's Gospel.
Yes, he begs Jesus to come heal his son. Jesus just says, go thy way, thy son liveth.
And the nobleman?
He believed the word Jesus spoke and went home. Didn't demand proof, just trusted the word and found his son alive.
Believing before seeing.
Exactly. And the blind man in John 9, born blind, Jesus puts clay on his eyes and tells him, go wash in the pool of Siloam.
Another simple, maybe strange instruction.
And the man just does it, washes, and comes back seeing.
Wow. The consistent theme is just trusting and doing what he says.
It seems so straightforward, doesn't it?
It does.
And it's really striking how powerful even, like, little faith can be.
You mean the mustard seed idea?
Exactly. The source brings that up from Matthew and Luke. Tiny seed, huge plant.
Right.
Jesus says, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove.
Move mountains.
And nothing shall be impossible unto you.
That's an incredible promise for just a tiny bit of faith.
It really is. It's like an encouragement. Use the little faith you do have. Its power isn't in its size, but in who it's placed in.
And this leads to a really vital point the source makes about access. Who gets this faith?
Is it exclusive?
Not at all. The source is very clear. There is no one excluded from the performance of the gift of faith.
No one.
No one. And crucially, we do not earn or pay for the gift of faith. It is freely given to us.
It's a gift. You can't work for it.
Right. It also mentions the shield of faith from Ephesians, something for protection. And it consistently affirms we can always rely on God for answered prayers because he is faithful and never changes.
That constancy again.
Yes. His mercies are renewed to us every morning. It really underlines that this profound power, this gift, it's available for everyone.
Okay, so just to kind of wrap up what we've covered in this deep dive.
It's been a lot.
It has. We've explored this prayer of faith that will not be denied. It's persistent, right? Unyielding.
Doesn't give up.
Relies only on the spoken word of God. Believes before seeing.
And it's not about big outward displays.
Definitely not. And it's accessible, even for beginners, as the source says.
We saw that with the servants, the noblemen.
And we looked at these incredible figures, the Canaanite woman with her audacious faith.
The centurion's humble trust and authority.
Elijah's earnest, simple trust.
And Jacob's wrestling, that prevailing fortitude.
All showing this deep, undeniable belief that just acts as if the answer is already a reality.
You know, this whole deep dive into the prayer of faith that will not be denied, it really leaves us with a powerful idea, doesn't it?
What's that?
That faith genuinely enables us to see what we've never seen or experienced before.
Even in situations that look hopeless.
Especially then. It helps us perceive the fulfillment of God's promise before it actually materializes in front of us.
Believing is seeing, in a sense.
Kind of. So, given that the source insists God's promises are unchanging and his faithfulness covers all his children, what might it mean for you, the listener, to approach your own significant challenges, your own mountains?
How?
With this specific kind of faith, persistent, believing before seeing faith, even when, the physical evidence just isn't there yet. What could that look like?
That's a powerful thought to end on, something to really mull over. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.
Thank you.
We really hope these insights give you something valuable to reflect on and maybe even apply in your own life.